When you start up IronCAD, you are presented with this welcome dialog. This welcome dialog gives you some options. For instance, you can click here to start a new 3D scene, or if you click this button, you will start a new drawing, or if you click this button, you will start a new drawing in the draft 2D drawing environment. And here you can open an existing document, whether it is a drawing or a 3D scene. And if you double click one of these line items, you will open the scene or the drawing that are listed here. But we will go ahead and click to start a new scene. And a new scene is launched with the default template. So when you have started a new scene, you are presented with this user interface. So if this is the first time you start up IronCAD, perhaps you ask, how does it work? Well, this is the design area, the scene where you design all your parts, whether it is one part or thousands of them. In IronCAD, you design all parts together. You don't have to save parts onto the hard drive and then assemble them in a separate assembly scene. You make all together in one scene. So the next question is, how do I add geometry to the scene? Well, it just drag and drop. If you come over here to this catalog, you will see these gray shapes. They are positive shapes that will add material or geometry to the scene. And on the other side here, we have some shapes that has a bluish color. They are negative shapes. They will remove or cut material from the positive shapes that you have added to the scene. And I will also mention that in this version of IronCAD, some of these shapes has different names from other versions of IronCAD. For instance, this one has the name extrude in this version. In other versions, it says block. And on this side, the negative shapes has, in this version, it says cut extrude and cut cylinder and so on. But in other versions it says H-block and H-cylinder, but it is the same, it's just different names. These shapes will remove material or cut material from the positive shapes that are on this side. So I will continue by dragging an extrude shape, and to do that I hover the cursor of this extrude shape, press and hold the left mouse button, drag it and drop it here on the scene. So the next question is, how do I manage the camera to view this extrude shape from different angles? Well, you just press and hold the middle mouse button. Then you move the mouse and you will orbit the camera. But you might think that it is this extrude shape that is rotating. But if you come down here to the left, you will see three arrows that represent the global coordinate system. So when you press and hold the middle mouse button and move the mouse, you will also see that the arrows will move. So it is the camera that is orbiting and not the extrude shape that is rotating. So, and to pan the camera, you press and hold the shift key and the middle mouse button together. You will pan the camera when you move the mouse. And if you press and hold the control key and the middle mouse button and move the mouse, you will zoom. If you move the mouse forward and backward, you will zoom. And you can also zoom by rolling the wheel on the mouse. If you're rolling forward, you will zoom out. If you're rolling backward, you will zoom in. So these three buttons are good to remember. The middle mouse button, press and hold to orbit the camera. If you continue to press and hold the middle mouse button, but you also press and hold the shift key, you will pan the camera. And the control key together with the middle mouse button, you will zoom. And you will roll the wheel to zoom as well. So it's good to remember these buttons to handle the camera well. The middle mouse button, the shift key and the control key. So now when this extrude shape is selected, it has bluish color and it is selected in part level. But if you click this shape again, you will come to IntelliShape level or the feature level, and this shape will turn into yellow. And you will also see some handles, and they are shapes handles. So you can grab a handle to change the size of this extrude shape. You can make a rough adjustment by just pushing and pulling like so. And you can do the same with all the other handles as well. And you can also select a handle by clicking on the handle and then type in a value. For instance, I type in 100 and hit enter, like so. And when I hit enter, this handle is now selected, so I will type in 100 here as well and hit enter. Then I will select this height handle and type in 30 and hit enter. Then I will deselect by clicking outside this extrude shape. Then I will come down here to select a camera angle, top front right, and also click this button to select fit scene, like so. If I want to add more material to this part, I can come up here to select a cylinder. So I will drag a cylinder, press and hold the left mouse button, drag it and drop it here on the center point. And I will change the diameter to 50 and hit enter, like so. Then I will deselect by clicking outside the shape. And then I come down here to select the fit scene command. If I want to remove material from this part, I can come over here to select, for instance, a cut cylinder. So I will press and hold the left mouse button, drag a cut cylinder and drop it here on the center of this cylinder. And I will cut a hole through the cylinder. But I want that hole to go right through the whole part. So I will move the camera to this side and I will grab this handle. Then I will press and hold the shift key and hover the cursor over this side, and you will see that this face will turn into green. So it means that I have activated Smart Snap. So when I let go the left mouse button here, this hole will snap to the side, and I will also let go the shift key. So now I have cut a hole through the whole part by dragging and drop a cut cylinder. Then I will cut more geometry. That I will use a cut extrude. So I will press and hold the left mouse button, drag and drop it here. And I will grab this handle, use the shift key to snap to this side and drop it there. Then I will drag this handle, use the shift key to snap to this edge. Then I will orbit the camera a bit. So if this value box is hiding any handle that you want to use, you can click the selected handle and you will hide that value box. So I will grab this handle, press the shift key and snap to this side, orbit again, like so. And if you want to hide that value box, you just click the selected handle and it will be hidden. Then I will grab this handle, use the shift key to snap to the center point of this cylinder. Then I will grab the height handle, use the shift key to snap to the top of the cylinder. Then I will come down here to select the camera angle top front right and fit scene. Then I will deselect by clicking outside here. So now I have made a cutaway by using a cut extrude. Now if we come over to the scene browser, we see that we have only one part in the scene. But if we expand the part, we see that we have 4 features. So we started with a block or extrude shape. Then we added a cylinder and we cut the hole by using a cut cylinder or an H cylinder here in the scene browser. And we used a cut extrude or a H block here to make a cutaway here on this part. So if I expand the block here, we see that we have cross section. So I select the cross section and move the mouse to the scene and we will see a preview of a rectangle. And it means that the block is based on a sketch that is extruded to a solid component. And same goes with the others as well. But the difference between these two and the other two is that these two, they add material and these two, they remove material. So this was a little bit about the drag and drop modeling and to handle the camera. And in the next video we will continue with the drag and drop modeling.